Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna talk about why you are losing so many ExfilZone raids. I'm gonna cut it down to a few subjects. We're gonna talk about technical preparation, in-game preparation, mental traps and game know-how. And of course then we're gonna have a little outro. So let's go straight into the video. The first really simple tip that I want to start with is to open your menu and disable the microphone. You don't want to know how many times I have killed people by simply hearing them, believe it or not, breathe in the game, or like talking to themselves, or maybe even talking to somebody on Discord and they had their mic on. Always, especially when you're solo or in a group and you're using Discord, turn off your mic before entering the raids. Tip number 2, height calibration. I'm expecting that you guys play more than 1 or 2 raids during one gaming session. And sometimes you take a little break. I do it as well. I take a smoke or something like that. And what I do is I take my headset off and I put it on the table. After a few seconds, your headset goes standby. And then when you pick your headset back up, the thing that you actually should do is put the headset on your head and then turn it on. If you turn it on when it's on the table, your height calibration is going to be off. Right now, the same thing happened. If I lower my arms, you see that my arms are still bended. That means that my headset is currently calibrated in a higher, in a lower position than what I'm actually playing at. The other way around, it would look if your character has like the shoulders up, and you can also see it when you look down. Like I can actually look right now inside my armor and my gun is really far away. So all we need to do is we go to settings, we press calibrate and we recalibrate. Look at the gun. It's so much closer right now. And when we lower our arms are fully stretched. This is something I do every time after taking a break, and I would advise you to do the same. Another tip is the virtual gun stock. If you are not using a gun stock like me, you should use this setting. Right now, I have no virtual gun stock enabled in the settings, and if you are trying to aim, you will see that it can be really hard, especially when you have your arms not perfectly lined up. You see that the gun can go anywhere. Like I can even do these weird little movements with the gun, and this is not really what I'm doing right now with my hands, but that's how the game reacts to it. If you want to have your gun more stable, all you have to do is go to settings, go to control, and then turn your virtual gun stock on. And I personally prefer type A, and I have weapon smoothness on 2. The higher the smoothness, the slower the gun moves. So if you go really fast with your hands, your gun goes really slow. That's why I have it on 2. The big difference you see now is if I make the same movement as what I did now, the gun stays in some kind of static position, which will make it a lot easier to keep the gun steady when you're shooting your enemies. We are currently on Dam, and look at those trees. Everything is pretty full, right? Well, something that's really interesting in this game, and I noticed this straight off the bat, because before I start playing a game, I always look at the settings, is that the setting, we're gonna grab it, the anti-aliasing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Anti-aliasing.
I always have issues pronouncing this word. It actually normally should change the smoothness in some edges. So if you have it high, the edges should be more round. And if you have it low, or if the option was there off, they would be more sharp. I come from Counter-Strike and I always had it off. So the edges are sharp and I was like being able to see people faster. In this game, it actually has a huge impact on the foliage. Just look at those trees. When I change it from low to medium, not much happens, but if I would put it on ultra, look at that. I gain so much more visibility. Back to low. And then you will probably ask me, why did you skip high? Because the funny thing is, high gives a better visibility than Ultra. See, even a little bit more goes away on high. So settings wise, I always use resolution ultra, bloom and SSAO on low, because that's mostly for FPS and it doesn't give you any more benefits in the game. And this third option, I'm not going to pronounce the word again.
Anti-aliasing. Dumbass.
Put it on high for the highest visibility. Another little tip that I have is about the RAM usage. This is mostly for people that play PC VR. If people play Tarkov before, they probably know this already. But when you've played multiple raids, your usage of your PC goes up. And sometimes you will notice more FPS drops during your gameplay. The best thing you can do is literally close the game and restart it, and everything feels butter smooth again. So my advice is, if you have long gaming sessions, just restart your game once in a while. Like I do it around every 10 raids. That's like the best thing you can do. And if you don't notice it, then don't use this tip. But people that do notice that they gain FPS drops during the longer game sessions, all you have to do is restart the game, and if that doesn't work, do a full restart. Restart your headset, restart Steam VR, Virtual Desktop, whatever you use, start up the game again, and everything should go back to normal. Talking about in game preparation, it is actually not like a lot that I want to talk about, but let's start with prepare the right loadout. If you go to Metro, you will probably want to wear a tier 5, maybe even a tier 6 armor, and like a gun that's not too big. So you want to run something like an SMG or a G3 Ace, or maybe even a Spear or a CQB M4, something like that. A gun that is not too big, not too slow. You want your RPM to be high. The other thing that is really important, if you would go to an opposite map, something like Dam, you should probably bring a gun that is a little bit bigger. You bring maybe some lighter gear so you can sprint for longer, you don't get overweight. It is really important that you think about these kind of things. Like the loadout that you probably use for Resort is not the loadout for Suburbs. It is a real common mistake for a lot of people to just play a raid that they fully prepared for Suburbs, they survive it, and then they go to Dam, and for some reason it doesn't work out. And it could be as simple as not having the right grenades with you. You know what I mean? It's really important that you have the right grenades. Like if I play on a map like Suburbs or Dam, I always have like 2 smoke grenades with me. It is really important to bring that kind of stuff. Like it's not just a PvP game. You got to play tactical as well, and you want to make sure that you get out of that raid. And if you get in a sticky situation and the raid is lasting a little bit longer than you want, food and drinks. It sounds maybe really simple for most people, like food and drinks, most people bring them, but my advice is to always bring a water bottle and 1 or 2 pieces of food, because not on every map you will find food for days. Like if you play on Suburb and you use a specific route and you go to Altibuy, to the mall and to Hyder, you will always find food. But if you play on Dam and you play mostly in the open areas, you will notice that you will get hungry and thirsty and there's not much food in the area. So that is another really important tip that I want to give to you guys. Always bring spare food and drinks. And this also counts for something like mats. Like bring 1 or 2 stims. If you bring 1 stim, bring the big stim, but I would advise always to have a backup. Same for the stapler, the bandages. Make sure that you're prepared for the most nastiest situation that you can encounter. If you are not expecting the worst, then it's probably gonna happen to you, you know? And the last tip, and I already said it a little bit, it's grenades. I kill a lot of people that don't have grenades, or they have grenades but they don't use them. Grenades are really important in the game, and a few things that you can think about is that if you play a map like Metro, it's a small map, close corners, so don't bring, let me just walk there real quick. Don't bring this grenade. This one, because this one has a 5-second timer. I would grab those little ones. These ones explode in 2 seconds, or bring an impact if you're comfortable enough to throw an impact and not kill yourself with it. Really? But these ones explode after 2 seconds. Then you have the longer ones, they explode after 3 seconds. And these round ones, they explode after like 5 seconds. So also think about the type of grenade you're gonna bring when you bring grenades in your raid. And I would suggest to always bring 1 or 2 grenades and 1 tactical. And when I say tactical, we're talking about a smoke and or a flashbang.
Guten Abend, my friends. This is I, Dr. Wulfric Mindweaver. I, the most brilliant Psychologe, und ich sitze jetzt in my very comfortable chair, and that is very good for them buttocks, yeah? And today we talk about the mind traps. Wir haben ein Video with a lot of very good tips. Und das fangen wir jetzt an, ja? So, mach mal schnell. Ich muss weiterreden.
Talking about mental traps, it is really easy to get distracted. So we're gonna start off with the first one straight off the bat, and that is tunnel vision on quests. A lot of people focus on their quests and actually get killed while doing them. And that is kind of frustrating, of course. You don't want that to happen too much. So the number one tip that I can give you, and you can actually compare that to a situation where somebody gets into a car accident, because there are a few rules normally how you should perform first aid. Make sure that you're safe first, then the surroundings, and then you go towards the victim. If you take that back to the game, it's the same situation. Make sure you're safe, know your surroundings, and then go for your objective. A real simple thing to visualize it is playing Metro. There are only 6 players on Metro. The scavs should not be that much of a problem if you've played this game quite a lot. So what do you want to do first? Confirm that all the 6 players, excluding you or your team, so if you're in a trio, you only need to find 3, max 4 dead bodies, because it could be buggy sometimes that there is like an extra player in there. But make sure you're clear. Make sure there's nobody else on the map, and then you can just focus on your quests. Because if you are on Metro quests and you go inside the map and you go straight to your objective, there's a huge chance you're gonna get killed by the players, because your focus is not on the PvP, but your focus is on the quest. That brings us to tip number 2. And that tip I would like to name being scared to push after you have done some crazy damage. So after your enemy is hurt. So let's say you're using a spear. You only have a 20 rounder. Or you're using an M4 with a 30 rounder and you don't have the greatest ammo. What you do is you start spraying at somebody and you see the first blood coming and your mag is empty. He is running for cover. What do a lot of people do? They go in cover as well. They're gonna grab out the mag, they're gonna reload the mag, or they're even gonna like switch mags. They need to heal a little bit, and then they come back and the player is back to full health. This is something that a lot of people do wrong, in my opinion. I like to call this balls to the walls. If you shoot somebody and you see the first blood mark, just run towards him, reload, go for it, and finish him off. Because he is in a situation where he needs to heal up. If he wants the staple, the stapler is 7 seconds. If he is also bleeding, he needs the bandage. Let's say that takes 1 to 2 seconds. So 1, 2 seconds, 7 seconds is 9. Then he still needs to heal. Like his arms, his hands, everything is preoccupied. So you have like a 15-second gap to push him and attack him. So if you are in the range of getting close to him or getting an angle to kill him within 15 seconds, go for it and don't wait for it. Because if you wait for it, he will come back, he is full HP, no black limbs, and the fight is back to a fair fight. You created an advantage and you need to take advantage of that situation. Let's talk about something everybody has heard before. Gear fear. Not everybody might have it, but if you're new to the game and you finally found that good piece of armor or you found your first alt in, you put it in your stash and you're just gonna look at it like it's some trophy. Stop doing that. You're playing a game. Those are just pixels. Have fun with it. If you have it, use it and abuse it. Why? Especially with the wipe coming up ahead. If you find some good gear, use it because it's going to give you an advantage over or against the other players. Gear fear is something you just need to gotta say, fuck it, I don't give a shit. It's just a game, it's pixels. If I lose it, I will find it again another time. I will scav in, I will find another gun. I will kill somebody in the future that has that armor. Like, there's not really something to say about gear fear. It's mostly a psychological thingy, you know, like it's a mental thingy. Play YOLO, don't give a fuck. Gear fear is bullshit because it only slows you down. It makes you a worse player. Don't give a shit. If you lose your keys, if you lose your gun, if you lose your gear, it happens. It's a game. It's part of it. And every time you die, look at it in a way that you can learn from it. So it probably won't happen that fast again the next time because you have been in that situation. You need to learn from it, adapt on it, and fuck that person up the next time and take his gear instead, and now you have two. Simple. The last thing I want to talk about is greed. And greed is a real common thing in a looter game. People that play Tarkov or whatsoever, everybody wants to create something beautiful. They want to make a high value table or like a trophy table, but greed is one of the main things that gets you killed. I am a greedy looter as well, but I only do it when I'm done with my quests. So if you have done like a lot of important stuff, you have found your drill or your gold cup or maybe even the globe, leave the raid or finish your quest by putting the globe on the table, in the tire, in the container on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just finish your objective and don't go for that extra house because you know there's a small chance that you're gonna get that little hideout item or that figurine that's there and it might be a gold one. No, you're currently doing your quest. Don't be too greedy. Finish it. Or if your backpack is already full, get out. You already made a lot of money. You already made your profit. Greed is going to get you killed. If you get to a stage where it doesn't matter anymore, you have everything completed, you got like 50 million in the bank, who gives a fuck about greed? It's maybe even more funny to play like that. But if you want to make progress and you don't want to die too much, say no to greed and just play your objective and extract as fast as you can. And welcome back to part 3, game know-how. Let's talk about ammo. I see a lot of people making common mistakes, and some mistakes are about knowledge and some mistakes are about what you're used to. I'm going to start with the example. I am used to only aiming for the head. While in this game, when somebody is using an alt-in, it might be better to shoot them in the legs. But you also got to know what kind of ammo you're using. And I don't want to go too in-depth in this subject, but let's pick, for example, the FMJ 556 ammo. What we see here is that the base damage is 58. This simply means if you shoot somebody in the arm, it does 58 damage. If we look at the health, the arm should have 2 HP. If you shoot him 2 times, the arm is blacked out. If you then shoot again in the blacked out arm, it even does like some kind of critical hit and it does damage to all body parts. But if he has like a tier 5 or tier 6 armor and you're going to use FMJ on the chest, you see that the penetration power is only 2.4. And if we would look at M995, we see that the penetration power is almost doubled, but the base damage is lower. This is a higher tier ammo that is stronger against armor. So always know what kind of ammo you're running. Check out the stats of the ammo and based on that, know where and how to shoot. And even if you have like an ammo type that can penetrate tier 4, but you fight somebody with an Altin and a tier 6 armor, then it's still the best the best decision to just go leg meta them, because that will guarantee you a faster kill than just spraying them in the face, because it will probably do no damage. Speaking of which, we have also launched a website. It has been online for quite a while, but you see it on top, ExfilZoneAssistant.app. We will put a link in the description. The thing that is really nice about this website is that this website doesn't only give you information about tasks, about the hideout and the items, but the thing that we're talking about right now is the ammo chart. And we have a combat simulator in this website, and I will show you it really fast. If you go to the top here to the combat simulator, you will see the same body as in the game. You can actually select the type of armor. You can even change the durability. So if you are not sure about going into a raid and you see that your level 6 armor has like only 60% durability left, but you do have a new alt-in, then it will tell you everything here. Like, hey, you got like a level 3 protection here, level 6 there, level 4 there. But now we're gonna select a gun that you're being shot at, let's say an M4DD, and he is using M995 on a range of 150 meters. And it will literally tell us that he needs 6 shots for your body. 17 shots here, 9 shots in the arms. So this is how you can calculate. If the armor is only at 60% durability, and this is why it's really important to repair your armor as well, then the chest is actually a better option. But what if your enemy has a fresh armor? Then it's 8 and 9. So in this situation, shooting the chest will actually still kill this person faster than shooting him in the legs. And this is because we're using ammo that's better at penetration. If we would change this to FMJ, you will see what happens here. You need 23 shots on the chest and only 8 shots on the legs for a kill. Play around with this, guys, because this is gonna help you understand how the damage system works way better in this game. And no worries, I know that there's a wipe coming up, but we are taking all this information out of the installed folder files from the game. So when the wipe hits, we are able to update this website within a few hours with all the new ammo types, all the new guns. So that's only going to take us a little bit. But I just wanted to show you, show this website to you guys, and please use it. It's free to use. It's no money. It's literally like a community website, free for everybody to use. So if you're still curious about these kind of things, just visit our website and play around with it. Which is going to bring us now to ammo control. This is actually something that is not just for the game. Like, people in the military, I have friends that are in the military, they literally do the same. A gun has the option for semi-automatic, automatic, and some guns like the UMP or other SMGs have burst. That means that you do 3 shots per click. What most people in the military do is shoot single fire, because you are maintaining your ammo. If you would do the same on full automatic, there is a chance that sometimes you will shoot like a bullet extra and you're gonna be out of ammo real fast. The reason why this is, in my opinion, a really important tip is because 90% of everything you kill in this game are gonna be scavs. And spraying a scav is not worth your ammo. You are gonna need the full automatic option when you get close to a player. Brings me to one more little tip. A lot of people know about it, but I'm sure that a lot of people don't know about it, is that the single fire and the full automatic have different sounds. Single fire is a loud click, and the full automatic is a low click. See? Full auto. Single, full auto. Alright, let's see. That is single. Low click somewhere. That is single. That is full auto. Ammo control. Maintain your ammo. Make sure you always have enough in your bag. I always bring between 6 or 8 stacks, but it's also depending on how many mechs you're gonna bring. And single fire on the scav. Try to get headshots. It gives you more XP. It's one of the main tips. It's one of the best tips that I can give you, because you're gonna need these amount of rounds. You're gonna need that for players. So scavs, single fire, and players, we're gonna go full automatic. Yep. So this part brings us to map knowledge and spawns. We're not talking about knowing where the extracts are. We're not talking about how good you know where everything spawns. It is about dying less. And we could make the decision here to try to avoid as many as possible players. So let's say, for example, we're gonna play suburbs. And we spawn really close to the Wyatt farm. And our objective is that we need to grab the key from the police station in Hydertown. And we need to go to Altibuy for Maggie's camera, for example. We know that we have a spawn to our west, south, and we even have a spawn close in the ditch in the east. But we need to go to Hydertown. The north spawns are still pretty far away, so my suggested route would be to go straight through the Wyatt farm, because we know that we are clear, but we need to pick up the pace because people are pushing towards us as well. So we push Wyatt farm, then we're gonna go straight to Hydertown, but we're gonna keep an eye on our right because he has a faster spawn towards Hydertown. So that is going to be our only that's going to be our only danger at that moment. If he decides to go to office, then we are for some time being clear. So we can go straight to Hydertown, and once we've collected our quest item, we have a few routes that we could take. We could follow the road and go towards camp, or we go besides the mall, or we hug the mall and take the risk with the 2 players that have spawned there. The only thing that I'm trying to say is, if you know where the players have spawned, you will also know what the safest route is to take on every spawn you have. And that is what I call map knowledge. Map knowledge is not knowing where the extracts are and where the high value items are. Map knowledge is you spawn and you know immediately, I'm in danger from the east and from the west, but the east is closer and the west is far away. There are also spawns to the north, but that is like 500 meters away, so I don't even have to bother about that for now. If you have that knowledge, your movement around the map is going to be 10 times more smooth, and you don't even have to fight PMCs if you play it smart. And a lot of people that are dying a lot, they only have one objective, and that is extracting and getting their quests done. It's not about PvP all the time, and definitely not for everybody. So take this advice, go to the websites, do training raids, learn the spawns, learn the routes, and just have fun, huh? Fun is the most important thing here.
You wanna have fun? You wanna have fun?
Another small tip that I would like to give you is use your surroundings. We probably have a clip somewhere that we can show you guys, but the thing that I'm talking about is I see a lot of people, they shoot me, they hit or they miss their shots, and I heal up, I rotate, and they are still at the exact same spot. The way how I play is by simply, when I spot somebody and he apparently has like really good gear, but I couldn't see it because it didn't render in, and I shoot him a few times, I see the blood coming off, so I know that he's hurt. I know, back to that last tip, I know that he has, I gotta say it different, I know that I have 10 to 15 seconds to do a reposition, because he is probably stapling, healing up, yada yada yada. So I shoot him, and then I reposition to a different tree, to a different rock, or to a different window. Why? Because 9 out of 10 people are gonna re-peek your old position. If you play by repositioning every time you hit him a few times, not only is it really annoying for somebody like that, but you are gonna get hit less, you are gonna die less, and they are maybe even gonna think that you are in a group, which also can create the situation that they're gonna run away and you have a higher chance of surviving. And to end this video, this is all based on my own personal experience, mostly playing as a solo, but of course all these tips also count if you play in a duo or in a trio. The main thing that is really important if you play in a group, make sure that you know each other's playstyle. If you have one teammate that is really rushy and you have one teammate that's camping and the other one is trying to be really tactical, it could work together, but you guys need to know that from each other. Like, one of the biggest examples that I'd see in groups that are making big mistakes is that if they are playing 3 versus 1, they are not pushing together, they are always going 1 by 1. GG's guys, 3 versus 1, come on, better luck next time. And then it's almost like you're creating a situation where you have 3 Toms and you have 1 Jerry. And Jerry is fucking up every Tom 1 by 1. You know? If you want to get that single guy, because up front you don't know if it's a pro or if it's a noob, what kind of gear he wears. But if you're a trio, take that advantage, push together, try to push from different angles, but do it at the same time. Don't give them the chance to shoot you guys 1 by 1, because then you still have a chance to lose, and that is gonna have a huge impact on your motivation, on your happiness, and everything else. And the last thing that I want to say is, guys, we're playing a game. It's all about fun, and if the game is not fun anymore because you've died a few times, the best thing that you can do is just leave the game, play something else. I like it, actually. Oh, fuck! Or go outside, but don't force yourself into that negativity and keep playing, because that is the way how you're gonna lose all your stuff, all your money. Like for me, if I am at a stage where I am not really feeling the game anymore, I switch up to a game like Beat Saber, or I'm gonna play some mini golf, or I just close the whole game. I take a break, I smoke a cigarette, and I come back like half an hour later. Whatever floats your boat, whatever feels good for you. But my biggest advice is have fun. And if it's not fun anymore, don't play it. Take a break, come back, and fucking own it again. I want to wish you all good luck, and on to the next raid. Really?